There are moments in life when we are lucky enough to find someone who becomes the one we can depend on, a person whose presence is as constant as the stars in the sky. A hand to hold forever is not merely a symbol of love, but a promise of unwavering support. It is in this simple gesture that we find solace and strength. To hold a hand is to know that, no matter the storm that rages around us, there is a bond that remains unbroken, that will not fade with time. We search for this connection, this foundation that holds us steady. Life is unpredictable, and we often find ourselves lost in its chaos. But with someone to share the journey, the path becomes clearer. A hand to hold is not just about physical touch. It's about emotional support, about being there for each other in every season of life, through every challenge and every joy. It's a silent promise, a quiet affirmation that we are not alone. In times of struggle, when the weight of the world feels too heavy to bear, having a hand to hold can be the anchor that keeps us from sinking. It is the reassurance that even when everything else seems uncertain, there is still something solid to cling to. We all face trials that test our resolve, moments where we feel as though we are walking through a dark tunnel with no end in sight. But when we reach out and find that hand, we realize that we don't have to face it alone. The person who holds our hand is a constant reminder that we are capable of overcoming anything, as long as we have someone beside us. Their grip is a lifeline, and through their presence, we find the courage to keep moving forward. It is through the shared experiences, the highs and lows, that we build a deeper understanding of what it means to truly be there for one another. And this connection strengthens over time. As we move through life, we encounter countless individuals, but there are only a few who leave an indelible mark on our hearts. These are the people who will always be there when we need them, the ones who offer their hand without hesitation, without expectation. They don't ask for anything in return, except perhaps the same unwavering commitment that they offer so freely. And yet, that commitment is priceless. In a world that often feels cold and impersonal, these people provide a warmth that is hard to find elsewhere. They remind us that there is still kindness and goodness in the world, that there is still hope. When we have someone who will hold our hand through thick and thin, we are reminded of the beauty of human connection. It's not about grand gestures or elaborate promises. It's about the small, quiet acts of love that add up to something far greater. The act of holding hands transcends the physical realm and becomes something more profound. It is a symbol of unity, of two souls coming together to face the world as one. It is a silent language, one that doesn't need words to convey the depth of feeling. The simple act of holding hands can express more than any elaborate speech could. It is in that moment of contact that two people communicate 1,000 things: love, trust, understanding, and a shared journey. And as the years pass, the meaning of that hand to hold only deepens. It is no longer just a gesture. It becomes a reflection of the history and the bond that has been built between two people. It carries the weight of all the moments shared, all the challenges faced, and all the dreams yet to be realized. Holding hands becomes a testament to everything that has come before and everything that is still to come. Love is not always easy, and neither is life. But when we find that hand to hold, we are reminded that it is worth it. The road is not always smooth, and there are times when we stumble, when we fall, and when we feel like giving up. But with someone by our side, offering their hand, we are reminded that we can keep going. We draw strength from one another. And in those moments when we feel like we can't take another step, that hand is the push we need to continue. It's not about the absence of difficulty, but rather about the presence of someone who believes in us, even when we doubt ourselves. It is in this mutual belief that we find the resilience to face whatever comes our way. We learn that love is not about perfection, but about holding on, even when it feels like the world is slipping away. Over time, the hand we hold becomes a constant in our lives. It is a reminder of the person who has walked with us through every trial, every triumph, every moment in between. We come to depend on that presence, on the comfort that comes with knowing that no matter where life takes us, there is someone who will stand by our side. This hand becomes a symbol of all that we've shared, all that we've built together. It is the touch that calms our fears, the warmth that dispels the coldness of the world. And as we age, as the years go by and our bodies change, that hand remains the same. It is a comfort, a source of strength, a piece of the past that we carry with us into the future. The act of holding hands may seem simple, but it is a profound expression of love that endures through the passage of time. There are moments in life that define us, moments when we realize just how precious the people around us are. When we find someone whose hand we can hold, whose presence we can rely on, we realize that we have found something truly special. It is not just about love. It is about partnership, about knowing that we are not alone in this world. We are all walking our own paths, but when we find someone whose path aligns with ours, whose hand we can hold along the way, everything becomes a little easier to bear. Life's challenges don't feel so overwhelming when we know we have someone to face them with. The person we hold hands with becomes our partner in every sense of the word, someone who shares in our joys and sorrows, someone who helps us navigate the complexities of life, someone who reminds us that we are worthy of love and happiness. A hand to hold is not just for the good times, but for the bad as well. It is easy to love someone when life is going well, when everything is falling into place. But true love, the kind that endures, is the love that remains strong even when life tests us. It is in those moments of hardship, when we feel like we are at our lowest, that the hand we hold becomes even more important. It is the anchor that keeps us grounded, the reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. This kind of love is not based on fleeting emotions or superficial attraction. It is built on trust, on the willingness to stand by each other no matter what. When we find someone whose hand we can hold through the darkest times, we realize that we have found something rare and precious. And so we hold hands through every twist and turn, through every challenge and triumph. We hold hands not just because we love each other, but because we have made a commitment to stand by one another no matter what. We understand that life is not always easy and that there will be times when we are tested. But we also know that as long as we have each other, we can face anything. The hand we hold is not just a symbol of love, it is a symbol of everything we have built together, everything we will continue to build. It is the promise of a future where we are never truly alone, where we will always have someone to lean on. It is a promise that no matter what happens, we will hold each other's hands forever. The beauty of life lies in the connections we make, in the people who enter our lives and leave an impact. But there is something uniquely beautiful about finding that one person who will stay by your side through it all. In a world that is constantly changing, that one constant, the hand you hold, becomes a source of peace. It is in this simple act that we find everything we need: love, comfort, strength, and hope. And as we move forward, as we continue on this journey called life, we know that as long as we have someone to hold our hand, we will never have to face anything alone. That hand will be there, guiding us, supporting us, and reminding us that love is not just a feeling, but a choice. A choice we make every day to stand by each other,